Hello and welcome to Wisdom Trek. This is Guthrie Chamberlain, and I'm your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 7-day-a-week, 7 Minutes of Wisdom podcast. This is day 191 of our trek, and yesterday on our Trek for Success, we learned how to overcome the obstacles of conflict which may be blocking your trail. Today we're going to climb and conquer Alibi Mountain. If you miss any of the days of our Wisdom Trek episodes, please go to wisdom-trek.com to listen to them and to read our daily journal. We are recording our podcast from our studios at Home 2 in Charlotte, North Carolina. We traveled back safely to Indian Trail, arriving late Sunday evening. As always, I am blessed to have Paula drive so that I'm able to work on the Wisdom at Trek episodes and other work that I have to do. We were able to set up our outdoor silhouette of the Christmas nativity set, which was made for us by a friend a few years ago. I will include a picture of it in today's journal. We are decorating the house for Christmas. It is a little later than usual, but since we are at the big house since before Thanksgiving, we did not have a prior opportunity to do so. After discussing Christmas with our 5 grown children, we plan on having our family Christmas celebration on January 9th at our house here in Indian Trail. This will allow them to have their own celebrations with their children on Christmas. Since we travel between the big house and Home 2 so often, and the fact that the big house has additional renovations going on at this point, this was the best solution where everyone could be present. We are looking forward to our delayed celebration. On our trek for today, we want to climb and conquer Alibi Mountain, which is one of the most difficult hikes that we do make in our lives. It is so easy to come up with excuses why we're not able to do or accomplish certain things in our lives. In our hearts, though, we realize that it boils down to the fact that we don't want to pay the price in time, energy, or resources to succeed at a certain task. We all do this, and none of us are exempt. Although there are certain individuals that are much better at coming up with convincing alibis. So let's head out now to conquering Alibi Mountain. People who do not succeed have one distinguishing trait in common. They know the reason for their failure and have what they believe are valid alibis that are impossible to overcome. Now, very few realistic goals or ambitions really are unachievable, except for in our minds. Now, it is true that at 5 foot 4 inches in height, it would be very difficult for me to become a quarterback in the NFL or a center in the NBA, but we are speaking about realistic opportunities that we do have in life. Now, the true choices that we do have available for this season of our life are somewhat controlled by the choices that we've made in the past, but be very careful that you do not manufacture alibis that are just not true. As we hike up Alibi Mountain, let us destroy all of the if-only rabbit trails that we find ourselves going down. I will read each trail as we pass them, and then we can move beyond each one and scale to the success summit. The if-only rabbit trails for not achieving in life are, if only I had more time, if only times were better, if only other people understood, if only conditions around me were different, if only I could live my life over again, if only I did not fear what they would say, if only I had been given a chance, if only I were younger, if only I were older, if only I were thinner, if only I were better looking, if only I was in better health, if only I had talent that some other people have, if only I dared to assert myself, if only I had someone to help me, if only I could just get started, if only my talents were known, if only I could just get a break, if only I didn't have so many worries, if only I were sure of myself, if only luck were not against me, if only I didn't have to work so hard, if only I didn't have a past. If only other people would listen to me. If only, and this is the greatest of them all, if only I had the courage to see myself as I really am. And I'll ask one more, if only, and you fill in the blank with your best alibi. Filling alibis with which to explain away failure is a national pastime. The habit is as old as the human race and is fatal to our success. But we have a resource, the very creator of the universe, that we can draw on to provide us with all that we need. Here are a few passages that may help you to get rid of your alibis. Romans 8:15. So you have not received the spirit that makes you fearful slaves. Instead, you have received God's spirits when he adopted you as his own children. Now we call him Abba Father. Romans 8:38. And I am convinced that nothing can separate us from God's love. Neither death, nor angels, nor demons, neither the fears of today nor the worries about tomorrow. Not even the power of hell can separate us from God's love. 2 Timothy 1:7. For God has not given us a spirit of fear and timidity, but of power, love, and self-discipline. 1 John 4:18. Such love has no fear, because perfect love expels all fear. If we are afraid, it is for the fear of punishment, and this shows that we have not fully experienced His perfect love. 2 Peter 1:3. By His divine power, God has given us everything we need for living a godly life. We have received all of this by coming to know Him, the one who has called us to Himself by the means of His marvelous glory and excellence. And then finally, Matthew 19:26. Jesus looked at them intently and said, "Humanly speaking, it is impossible, but with God, everything is possible." As we are approaching the summit of Alibi Mountain, we have passed all of the if-only rabbit trails, and I would encourage you to pursue your dreams and carry on no matter what you face. Think about this as I read this inspirational poem titled, "Don't Quit." When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Life is odd with its twists and turns, as everyone sometimes learns. As many a person turns about, when an individual might have won if he had stuck it out. Don't give up though the pace seems slow. You may succeed, yet with another blow. Often the goal is nearer than it seems that we can, to the faint and faltering woman or man. Often the struggler has given up, when he or she might have captured the victor's cup. And one learned too late, when the night came down, how close he or she was to that golden crown. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tint of the clouds of doubt. And when you can never tell how close you are, you may be near when it seems afar. So stick to the fight when your heart is hit. When things seems worse, you mustn't quit. So in our trek of life, don't quit, and you'll soon climb and conquer Alibi's Mountain. As you reach the summit of Alibi Mountain, our trails lead to a rich and satisfying life that God desires for us to have. And as you travel through each day, please share Wisdom Trek with your family and friends and encourage them to join us, and then come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, Creating a Legacy, where we will explore the ink trail and the concept of ink it when you think it. That will finish our podcast for today. Remember to listen to your daily dose of wisdom each day, and please share Wisdom Trek with your family and friends through email, Facebook, Twitter, or in person as you meet with them, and invite them to come along with us and join us each day. If you'd like to be added to our weekly email updates and special publications from Wisdom Trek, just text the word wisdom to 44222 on your phone, and you will receive a message asking you for your email address. It's very quick and easy to do, and our emails are very limited. The journal for today's trek can be found at wisdom-trek.com. Thank you for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most of all, I do consider you my friend as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal each day. As we take this trek together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. This is Guthrie Chamberlain reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you tomorrow.